Hey, this is Bill DeWeese with Long Strange Journey here in the driveway in Palm Harbor, Florida, and just putting the finishing touches on a mess of scallops that we got yesterday that will go into a nice meal. But I wanted to take a moment and go through another review of a product that I have grown to love over the years, and I think they're a fantastic product, but it might not be something that folks are aware of or the company. So if you are a friend or a family member, you know that I'm quite frugal and can even be thrifty to a fault at times. But there's one place certainly that I will crack open my wallet and willingly spend. And that has anything to do with my eyes and my vision. And especially if you're going to be on the water and in the water. And so for my eyeglasses, I love the ones at Sam's Club. They've switched to the Pentax high definition processing. Those are fantastic. For my sunglasses, I absolutely love these Smith Optics. They do a fantastic job with their progressive prescription. They're not cheap, but again, it's a very precise vision. It's very precise color separation. And I've tried contact lenses. I know a lot of outdoorsmen and women wear contact lenses, and then they just put on whatever ordinary, good quality sunglasses. But they definitely, I could not do contact lenses. I tried them for a period of years. I tried the ordinary, the toric, the rigid gas permeable. Can't do the finger in the eye thing, can't enjoy them. Especially important when I was snorkeling. What I want to talk about today is this SeaVision Prescription Dive Mask, and these things are fantastic. So I did lose my 5-year-old pair just recently, and so I just took delivery last week of a new pair and used them yesterday in the water. And these are just fantastic quality. Again, they last, they're not cheap. You really do some damage to a $300 bill, but they're on the order of some of the best reliable and durable things that I've owned. And so if you're going to spend a lot of money for something, you definitely want it to last. I want 5 years out of a pair of sunglasses, and all of a sudden it isn't so expensive per year to have a great pair of sunglasses. The same is true with the SeaVision. So it's SeaVision, SeaVisionUSA, and .com is their URL, and you can go to their
All
site.
right, and so let's jump over to SeaVision's website and SeaVisionUSA.com. But you can see here they're in St. Petersburg. If you go to their website, you can see, and under the shop now, and you can see the different products that they offer. Basically, they're all dive mask and a snorkel with one set of goggles. Basically, what you see here is each mask that they offer, the Legacy, the Ascent, the Ultra, they come in clear or black. Typically, spear fishermen are looking for an opaque mask, so they want black and only the lenses pass light. You can get it with, some come with bezel colors, as I mentioned. The Abyss does not do bezel colors. And each one of these also can be taken with the optional purge valve on the nose. So you can select from the bezel color that you want. There's a few additional accessories. One thing that's actually key here is when you go to order one, let's suppose that I want to order this one, you can order the mask as is. You can order it with a single vision or the gauge reader bifocal. My last mask was a bifocal. I actually use progressive lenses in my eyeglasses, and I thought that the gauge reader would be important. Actually, after having that additional feature, it's basically just a small circular area down here in the lower parts of the lenses that you can use to glance at a small print gauge. Most dive watches are much bigger. We have some gauge. I still have a gauge on my system for my BC, and I still do not need the gauge reader. So in this new version, I just did single vision. but you got a gauge reader, bifocal, single vision. The most important thing of anything, whether you're ordering sunglasses online from a place like Smith or Costa or whomever, you got your basic prescription, but what you need to get, and you need to get really well, is your pupillary distance. This is the center line from your iris of your eye, or your pupil, and your other eye. So mine, for example, is 65.5 millimeters. So it is a measurement in millimeters between the center line of your eyes. This is actually critically important. It's actually something that over the many years of optometry, and the optometrists, they don't want to give you in general. This is the lock-in that makes them offer you a great pair of glasses and makes it harder for you to go elsewhere. In my case, when I work with my optometrist to get my prescription, I basically tell her I need my pupillary distance so that I can order a dive mask. And she literally walks me out onto the floor and sat me down and put the little Star Trek hood thing over my eyes that she looks into and measures my pupillary distance. The opticians on the sales staff were growling. They don't like that. So there are other ways to get your pupillary distance. If you have ever worked with Zenni Optical, you'll notice now they sell a little ruler that you can have someone hold up to your eyes and get your pupillary distance. With my son, I actually took an old pair of glasses and I put them on his eyes, and I had him hold his pupils very still, and I took a little Sharpie marker and I marked the center line of his pupils on those old lenses, and then I went and took a dial caliper and I measured the distance between the center line of those two black marks. It's actually very important because you can have the best prescription, a very accurate prescription, but if the pupillary distance doesn't center that prescription over top of your eye, you'll end up with like really good vision in one eye and it'll be off in the other eye, and you'll end up with eye fatigue. You'll end up with headaches. So getting a very good pupillary distance is important for sunglasses, over the internet eyewear, as well as these dive masks. So get your pupillary distance. I advise getting it from an optician. You find some resistance, get it from your eye doctor who's giving you the prescription, because they sometimes are separate from the floor staff and they can just do it and not have to worry about asking for somebody to do something that they don't want to do. So get your pupillary distance is actually really important, and the rest of this is just basic stuff straight off of your prescription. So you can pick from any one of these. Like again, the biggest thing that you're going to choose from here is, do you want, what mask do you want? Do you want something super compact, or do you want something with more area for vision? And would you like to have the color to be opaque or clear? Again, most divers who focus on spearfishing prefer black and opaque, basically, not letting light in around the eye lens. And then you order your bezel, you order your nose purge valve, and then you would order also your lens color. So color correcting or max vision. I've never used the yellow. I mean, I know it's kind of like something I associate with firearms at the range. But the magenta is really important if you're going to be doing any diving 15 feet or more. You're going to start seeing the need for color correction. It's actually, again, super important to have the light absorption compensated for. So unless you're just literally spending your time in a pool, and if you're going to go anywhere 15 feet or more, you really should consider the magenta. I like it quite a bit. And then your prescription. So you can put all your information in and you're good to go, and then you'll get your masks in about 10 to 12 days on the outside, I think. So you'll come with the box. The box allows you to transport this thing more safely if you're doing travel, so nothing gets banged up or crushed.
So I do the bag, and I loop that bag over the ladder of my poling platform. When I walk up that dive ladder, I stuff this in the bag, and now everything is not going to get lost, and I'm not going to be out $200 to $300. So, but they come with this for good for travel. It comes with a defogger for what it's worth, and it's a fantastic mask. It took about, for me, I'm local, so I dropped the mask off, or dropped the prescription off, and I picked the mask up. So it didn't even take a full week for me to get my masks. So my mask, I dropped my prescription off and talked with them and paid for the mask on a Friday. I got the prescription mask back on the subsequent Thursday. So your mileage may vary, especially if you're shipping this mask, but it's fantastic. And also on their snorkel, again, a lot of conventional wisdom goes into the scuba diving and free diving. This would be traditionally seen as a snorkeling, scuba diving snorkel. This is a SeaVision snorkel. I bought a new snorkel when I bought the new mask. It's a $25. I mean, snorkels are not going to break the bank. When I did free diving, I picked up an apnea snorkel. These are supposed to be easier to breathe through, less resistance, blah, blah, blah. Actually, because you're on surface and we don't get to pick our days, we don't pick the weather picks us. So I will get water into my snorkel. Obviously, when you go down, you're going to fill your snorkel with water, and it's quite easy to blow all that out the top of a snorkel, and it's obviously easy to use the purge valve. What I don't like about the apnea snorkel is when you get a little bit of water in there. If you get a little bit of water, it doesn't always blow all the way out the top. You can fill it with water and then blow it all out, but that's an extra step. What I like about this, and I use this for other masks, snorkels, but this is super flexible, is when I get a little bit of water in here and it's starting to get annoying because you've got surface waves and you just put a tablespoon or teaspoon of water in every now and then, is you could just pinch it and puff, and all that water gets forced out the gravity hole, the bottom, which works out really well. So when I'm free diving, I'm still using this snorkel. I mean, I will use this. I keep it in my my free diving bucket. If I just need a simple snorkel, I'll go in and get that. But this is nice. So this is an excellent option with SeaVision to give you excellent vision while you're underwater with your dive mask, whether you're scuba, free diving, or just snorkeling. And you want to capture everything in that moment in your mind, in your mind's eye. You don't have vision issues getting in the way of that. And so I hope this video helps. I hope this product helps you if this is one of the things that has been annoying for you while you're scuba diving or free diving or snorkeling, and this can possibly help you out quite a bit. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go smoke some scallops.